is going on, blockchain? This is Nick from Truth Blitz. So I have a couple articles that I came across that I'm going to go over and touch on, and both of them are from Cointelegraph. So the way I'm looking at it is one is a good article and one is a bad article. Not that it was written bad, but you know what it pertains to. They both pertain to Bitcoin, so let's just dive right into this. This one is titled "Bitcoin has barely reached 1% of its potential." So I will have one Big Mac, large French fries, and a Diet Coke, please. Sure. 12 bits, please. Will there ever be such an exchange, or is this just science fiction? In this hypothetical world, one Bitcoin is worth $1 million, one bit is worth $1, 1/millionth of a Bitcoin, and one Satoshi is worth 1 US cent. There is no consensus on what the value of one Bitcoin is or should be. The spectrum of opinions ranges from Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, who thinks it's a fraud and therefore worthless, to Bitcoin maximalists who believe the sky is the limit. Somewhere in the middle of that, Mohammed Arian recently said, the current prices of Bitcoin assume massive adoption, which is not going to happen. He went on to say Bitcoin should be worth a third of its value at the time, $4,000. Mohammed El-Arian is a smart guy. He is a former billionaire CEO of PIMCO, a former IMF economist. Could he be right? Has Bitcoin already peaked? Bitcoin is still tiny. Unlike other cryptocurrencies that may have more sophisticated uses like smart contracts. For Ethereum, Bitcoin's main uses are a big store of value, or being a store of value and a medium of exchange. Its competitors are therefore established main fiat currencies, US dollar, euro, yen, and gold. If the Bitcoin price already assumed massive adoption, the market capitalization of all Bitcoins should be close to what the US dollar and gold, right? It turns out that nothing could be further from reality. While the market capitalization of Bitcoin is currently 90 billion, the money supply of the US dollar, i.e. M2 cash deposits and money market funds, is 12,500 billion, while the value of all gold ever mined is close to 8,000 billion. This means that Bitcoin is only worth around 1% of the value of its two main competitors. I'm not sure this would qualify as massive adoption, so I guess I have to respectfully disagree with Mr. El-Arian, Ryan, whatever, on this one. Race to the trillion, race to the million. For the Bitcoin price to assume massive adoption, its price should increase a lot. The following chart illustrates what it would mean for Bitcoin to reach market capitalization of 1 trillion, 1,000 billion, and for the price of a single Bitcoin to reach $1 million. So they put the chart up here. You know, I don't know that Bitcoin will ever get to this price. But one thing is for sure, we have not seen mainstream adoption of Bitcoin yet, not even close. We're starting to. It's starting to get to the point where Bitcoin is being talked about more on outlets such as CNBC. You know, people who are in the public eye are talking about it, whether good or bad, they're talking about it. So this isn't just a fringe element of society anymore. And that will kind of, we're going to kind of touch on that a little bit in the next article about, fringe element of society and Bitcoin. So let me just read the rest of this real quick. This illustration assumes that 16.5 million Bitcoins, the number of Bitcoins mined to date, are available. In reality, the pool of Bitcoins available is most likely much smaller. Hundreds of thousands or even millions of Bitcoins may have been lost in the early years at a time when Bitcoins were basically worthless. Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's an enigmatic founder, never moved any of his 1 million Bitcoins, now worth more than 5 billion. So either he is the greatest hodler ever, or disappeared and his private keys are gone with him. The head of the IMF said, sorry about that, guys. I have a cat trying to crawl up here. The head of the IMF said 2 weeks ago to a room full of central bankers that they should not dismiss cryptocurrencies, as they may very well give central banks a run for their money. If this is indeed the case, then forget the price of 1 Bitcoin. The number that everyone will be quoting very soon will be the price of 1 bit. So interesting. You know, when I came across this, I felt like I had to read that, because I'm kind of the same opinion and mindset that, you know, we have not seen mainstream adoption yet, and once money really starts flowing in, you know, things are going to change. The price is going to really go up. And Crypto Blood talked about that a little bit today, you know, about the future price predictions for Bitcoin. You know, that basically right now we're closing in on that $6,000 mark, and you know, talked about LeFi's price prediction of next year, which I believe in his latest report it is even higher. But it was, you know, around the $13,800 mark, and that was supposed to be around February of next year, I think. So right now we're 90. I think last I checked, I think it was about 96 or 98 billion dollar market cap. So that would need to a little more than double for us to see that price. Anyway, I want to touch on this article here, and this I don't like. You know, when Jeff Sessions was nominated for Attorney General, I like that he's a believer in the Constitution. You know, I honestly, I like that all signs were pointing that he was going to go after the Clinton crime cartel. But aside from all that, he has done some things that I do not agree with. His war on marijuana, not that I'm a marijuana smoker, but you know, his war on legal marijuana is ridiculous to me. And these are all non-cryptocurrency points that I'm talking about here, and subject matter, but he's doing some things that I don't quite agree with. And this I'm not liking at all. So we're going to get right into this article here. Jeff Sessions says dark web use with Bitcoin is a big problem. Ooh, big problem. U.S. President Donald Trump's Attorney General Jeff Sessions has called the dark web a big problem and hinted at potential future regulatory moves. As part of a testimony at the Senate Judiciary Committee on Justice Department oversight, Sessions responded to a query California Senator Dianne Feinstein, God, I can't stand her, who raised the issue of dark web crime. It seems to me that the problem of dark web being used by criminals is going to grow in the coming years, Feinstein said. Sessions responded that the phenomenon was worrying law enforcement. We're very concerned about that. The FBI is very concerned about that, he said. Discussing Alpha Bay, the dark web portal the U.S. took down in July, Sessions added that users were using bitcoins and other untraceable financial capabilities. It is a big problem, he concluded. Two politicians' mutual headache over dark web hints at possible focus for future maneuvers over digital privacy. While the testimony was somewhat erroneously reported by other media resources as anti-Bitcoin, Sessions nonetheless only suggested by association that Bitcoin's anonymity served criminals' objectives. Such a perspective is outdated. However, as trends suggest, dark web users have abandoned Bitcoin in favor of privacy-centric altcoins such as Monero long ago. A broader understanding of Bitcoin is still the topic of debate for U.S. lawmakers more generally, with the situation on the ground for users meanwhile remaining shaky. This week, popular exchange Bitfinex announced that it would withdraw from the U.S. market completely by November 9th due to regulatory barriers. So yeah, I was using Bitfinex, and I had gotten my IOTA off of there as soon as I found out that they weren't going to be serving U.S. customers anymore. I wasn't trying to lose my money. But to the point of this article, this just shows how little these people know about cryptocurrency. They're very ignorant on this subject. And I really, really applaud any politician who takes the time to actually learn about this stuff before they open their mouth and try to make laws or regulations about it. And there's a couple. You know, if you saw Crypto Blood's discussion or interview with the gentleman from the Webbot room, I'm really sorry, I can't remember your name right off the bat. They talked about this a little bit. They touched on it, you know, about how certain politicians, you know, are taking Bitcoin as campaign donations, and just to see that is pretty cool in itself. But then you had people like Ron Paul, who made his own cryptocurrency. You know, but unfortunately, you still have this element, you know, of people who, you know, to them, Bitcoin is synonymous with dark web and, you know, illegal transactions, we'll say. Where if they did any kind of research into the situation, they would know that people really are getting away from Bitcoin when it comes to dark web transactions, and they're going more towards Monero, Zcash. So, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. What's going to happen from this? I really don't know. Are we going to see regulation? Probably. And I don't want to see any more regulation. I really don't. You have people who think that some regulation is a good thing, and then you have people that say, you know, we don't need any kind of regulation on this. This is the whole point of this. It's a free market, and you know, regulation kind of goes against what this is all, you know, what this is supposed to be. And I'm somewhere in the middle. I think, yes, regulation legitimizes cryptocurrencies, but on the same note, it's going to make it harder. And you know, again, we haven't seen the regulation yet, so I don't know what it will be, but it's going to make it harder on people, I believe. It's going to make it harder on people to buy and to own cryptocurrencies. And this is just one man's opinion, but if looking at what happened and is happening in China is any indication, then I think that's probably a safe assumption. So I don't know, guys. The more, you know, the more time goes by, the less I like Jeff Sessions, constitutionalist or not. But hey, this is going to happen whether it's him as the attorney general or someone else. And that's just the way it is. So anyway, I have some news for you people who have been following me, watching my gunbot videos. I've just finally put my bot back on onto my new computer, I should say. I was supposed to do that a couple weeks ago, and I had a lot of family stuff that came up, so I haven't had the time. I know I have a lot of you guys who have been wanting me to make more bot videos. I've been wanting to get back into the bot trading. Time has been such an issue for me, so I will be setting that up shortly and making some more bot videos. Two gentlemen who bought bots off me yesterday, so I want to thank both of you. And I think that should put me up to the 15 buyer mark. So I am going to raffle off some tokens to those last 15 buyers. So I'm thinking, after what Cliff High had came out and said, and if you guys follow Crypto Blood and are members of the Webbot Room, you know that Crypto Blood had a poll for some questions that people wanted to ask Cliff High. It was about 48 questions, I believe. We voted on them. The top 3 were picked. And one of the questions talked about what cryptos does he see price-wise being bigger than ETH itself. And talked about Veritasium. He talked about Pillar, 10x, and he mentioned EOS as well, and Amisago. So the last time I did one of these raffles, I gave away some OMG tokens. So I think I am going to give away some Pillar this time. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have bought the gunbots from me, let me know. If Pillar works for you guys, I am going to write down the last 15 API numbers. I'll do the same thing as last time. I'll put them in a hat. I'll pick one, and that person will get some Pillar tokens. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and if Pillar works, subscribe to this channel. And you know, I like to do giveaways and raffles and stuff like that to my subs. I really do. You know, I really appreciate you guys, so you know, I want to show my appreciation. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for now. Thanks a lot, and I will see you guys in the next video.